What's going on, guys? My name's Ty, aka Tyestro, and today I'm going to be going over a few transfer rumors that I've been hearing over the past week. This is a series that we're going to start doing on this channel. I know this is the first video. It's going to be called the Transfer Rumors Show. Once a week I'm going to be going over 5 transfer rumors, the possibility I think they could happen, why that could happen, and how good of signings would they be for the certain teams that end up signing these players. If you guys enjoy this content, make sure to like and subscribe, as this takes a lot of time to research all these rumors and stats, so it would be greatly appreciated if you stuck around for content on this channel. Now, the first player that I heard a rumor of, and that is Jorginho of Chelsea. Obviously, he's fallen out under Frank Lampard quite a bit since the restart. At the start of the season, he was playing fairly well, but he has been rumored to go to Juventus, and obviously that is to reunite with former manager Mauricio Sarri, who he had at Napoli, where he succeeded so well, which made Chelsea buy him, and then they hired Sarri as manager like a month later. But Sarri only lasted a year at Chelsea, and Jorginho is now there without him. And Jorginho's a really good player, I think. When he came on against Palace yesterday, he really changed the game just coming on himself. But I think he's really a player that really benefits from his love for a manager. It's like if you separate Jack and Jill and you make Jill hang out with this guy named Steve, he's not going to do as well, or she's not going to do as well. It's the same thing with Jorginho and Sarri. So I think that this is a move that actually makes quite a bit of sense in my opinion. I think the likeliness of this happening would be 8 out of 10. Like I said, I'm going to rate them out of 10. Because I see, even though Juventus doesn't really need a midfielder, they just swapped Pjanic for Arthur with Barcelona. But knowing Juventus and their crazy transfer policies, I wouldn't be shocked if they tried to sign yet another aging midfielder. I mean, Jorginho's 28. I think the quality of this signing would probably be about a 6 out of 10, because I don't think Jorginho would add too much to this Juventus team that they don't have already, with midfielders like Matuidi. I mean, Dybala's really an attacking player, but they have quite a bit of depth in the midfield position, and now Arthur is going to need some minutes to play as well. So, yeah, I see it being a 6 out of 10. The next rumor I want to talk about is Tanguy Ndombele from Spurs, their record signing, 23 years of age, the French midfielder. And he's been rumored recently to be looking for, not him looking for a move, but Barcelona are interested in him. And I think this would be a really good signing for Barcelona, because they already have aging midfielders. They have Busquets, Pjanic now, and Rakitic. They're all over 30. In fact, their only young midfielders are De Jong and Riqui Puig, but he's only 21 and he's inexperienced. So they really could use another solid midfielder. And I know Tanguy Ndombele is Spurs' record signing, but he's really struggled the first season he's had in the Premier League. Obviously, he's fallen out under Jose Mourinho, and he wasn't even really playing under Pochettino before Pochettino saw the sack. And Mourinho even used Tanguy Ndombele as his scapegoat throughout the season, saying that he doesn't work hard enough, his attitude's bad, and why'd they sign him. So obviously they've had some breaking out. Mourinho does it with certain players. Looks like Ndombele is the player, one of the players that he's doing it at Spurs with. So I really, even though Barca need him and Spurs could afford to lose him, I don't really see this signing happening. I just think it's too early in his Spurs career. I think he's got to give it at least another year before he just moves on. I mean, when Barcelona come calling, it is really hard to say no. But I think the likeliness of this signing happening would be about a 3 out of 10. And I think that this would be a good signing if Barca can pull it off, because I think he could find a way to play under Quique Setien's system. But I would say the quality would be about a 7 out of 10. A little bit better than Jorginho to Juventus, because Barca do actually need this signing more than Juventus need Jorginho. So this is why I have it about 7 out of 10. And yeah. Okay, guys, moving on to our third player that I have on my list of 5. Yeah, this is a list of 5. And that is Adama Traore from Wolves going to Manchester City. Now, this obviously looks like they're just trying to replace Leroy Sané as soon as possible, which I get, because since they struggled so hard this past season without that extra forward, Sané was injured all year, and now he's left. They only have Sterling, Bernardo. I mean, Foden is a central attacking midfielder normally. Pep's been playing him at the wing. He's been doing pretty well there. So they don't have a ton of options on the wing. So Adama Traore from Wolves, who's actually had a very good season after a few middling seasons with Middlesbrough in the Championship and Wolves last year, he's really broken out this year as a very pacey winger that's really dangerous on the counter-attack. Him and Raul Jimenez have just been crazy for Wolves this season. That's why they've been doing so well in the league this season. But I don't really see this transfer making a whole lot of sense for both parties because Pep's system, I mean, I guess if Pep's leaving, then this makes a sense. But if Pep's staying there, Adama Traore is better on the break, and that's not how Pep's teams play. Pep's teams build from the back, just work their way into the box, and then find their striker and score. Adama Traore would be almost invisible on this team because that is not how City play. He'd be way better for like a Liverpool or somebody like that who actually do use counterattacks at all. I mean, I'm not saying City will never counterattack because that's just not true, but that's not how they play. So I don't think Traore fits in that system. And also, I don't think he's just ready to leave Wolves yet. I think he needs at least another year before he gets back to the top level. I mean, he was a former Barca Academy player. He only has 4 goals and 9 assists, which is pretty solid for a winger, but I don't think that's warranting a 60, 70-pound move just yet. My likeliness of this transfer happening is a measly 4 out of 10. I really don't see why City would try to sign him. If they offered him, I'd see how Traore would be like, yeah, I want to go there. But I think Barca are still interested in him, and that's probably the more desirable option for a former Barca Academy player as it is. The quality of this signing would be a 5 out of 10. Don't get me wrong, he'd do fine there, but he doesn't fit the system, and he definitely, as well as he's been playing, is not a Bernardo Silva or Raheem Sterling quality player just yet in his career. So that's why that's not likely to happen. The fourth rumor we have today is Thiago Alcantara from Bayern Munich transferring over to Liverpool. The 29-year-old another former Barca player this season, has been decent for Bayern, but he hasn't really been at his best, and now they're more willing to let him go than they were a few years ago when Barca wanted to sign him back after Neymar left. He was going to be one of the replacements that they signed with all that money, but now with Goretzka breaking out and some more young players breaking into Bayern, Thiago isn't really the biggest loss if they end up losing him personally. I think Liverpool could do well with him as well because even though they have a really stacked midfield with Wijnaldum, Fabinho, Henderson, Milner, they could use some more depth. Liverpool could use a little more depth at every position. They don't really have a strong bench at all. I mean, Liverpool fans, you can argue with me that all you want. But the reason I don't think Thiago would be too, this looks like a deal made in heaven. The only thing that I can see holding this back is Thiago wanting to start every single game. And regardless of whether he's a starter or not, this Liverpool team is going to rotate next year, so he's not going to start every game. So that might be the one thing preventing him from moving to Liverpool. But really, this looks like a match made in heaven for both parties. Klopp, he would work so well under him. That'd be a great signing. I think the likeliness is a 9 out of 10. I've read that the deal is almost done, so I can't put it anything lower than 9 if it's almost done. And I think the quality of this signing would be a 9 out of 10 too, because I still think he is an improvement over Gini Wijnaldum, although Wijnaldum has been class for Liverpool the last few years. I think Thiago just has way more technical ability than Wijnaldum, and I think he should start over him. And I think if Liverpool do sign Thiago, they have a really good shot at the treble next season, because I think they're going to retain the league title. So, yeah, that's why Thiago to Liverpool is likely going to happen. Wrapping up our transfer rumor show this week, we do have one final player, and this rumor everyone knows about. If you're watching this, I'm sure you know about this. It could be the title of this video. I don't actually know which rumor I'm going to use just yet, but this is Kai Havertz to Chelsea. Me being like an undercover Bayer Leverkusen fan, I would love him just to stay another year at Leverkusen, but I really don't think it's a possibility at this point. He's 21. He's done his time there. He needs to move to a bigger club. Chelsea definitely are a bigger club than Bayer Leverkusen by a long shot. My only thing here is that I don't really see a need for Havertz at Chelsea. I know Bayern aren't interested in him, so this looks like his only option as of right now. But Chelsea are loaded up top. They have Werner, who they just signed. They have Abraham. They have Giroud, who now I don't think is going to leave. They have Mount. They have Pulisic. They have Hudson-Odoi. They have Willian. Pedro's leaving. But that's still like 8 or 9 players competing for 3 spots and that 4th attacking midfield spot on the team. And that attacking midfield spot can be taken over by Kovacic or Barkley as well. So Kai Havertz would just add to a clusterfuck at Chelsea right now. So I don't see why they need him. But this deal has been talked about so much that it is going to happen. Whether the world ends or not, Kai Havertz is likely going to Chelsea. I mean, if I were him, I would just wait for Bayern next year. I mean, I think Leverkusen missing out on the Champions League was a huge detriment to their hopes of keeping him. They, in fact, choked it in like the second to last Bundesliga match. So, I think if Havertz were to sign for Chelsea, he would start and he would do well. My only thing is that would take minutes away from Pulisic, who they just signed, Mount, who seems to be Lampard's favorite player of all time. So it really doesn't make a whole lot of sense for Chelsea's perspective to sign him. If I'm Havertz and Chelsea are offering me a deal, yeah, you take it, obviously. You could get injured next season and ruin a chance at a big move. So if you get one now, you take it. But really, it is going to be clustered at Chelsea next season. I think the likeliness of this happening is almost as high as Thiago's, but not as. So I would give it an 8 out of 10 of this one happening. And I think the quality would be a 7 out of 10. Kai Havertz himself would probably be about a 9 or a 10, at least. He could be like an 11 if we really want to get technical here. But I think the quality in terms of both sides is only a 7, because I think Chelsea are really wasting a lot of money if they're signing Kai Havertz to replace people they already have. Is he an improvement? Yeah. Is he a massive improvement? Probably not. So that's why I don't really see why this would happen, but it looks like it's going to happen, so that's why I'm reporting on it. And with that being said, that wraps up our transfer rumor show for the week. I hope you guys really did enjoy. I just like rambling about soccer. I'm an American fan, and I'm just going to keep this channel going as long as I can and have time. So make sure you stick around, and more videos will be coming soon. And I will see you guys later.